Hey guys, Paul Shire with JoBlo.com here with my buddy Sean Wist.
Hello.
We are here at CinemaCon in Las Vegas. We just got out of, well, it's been a long day so far, to be quite honest. We got out of the Universal panel, the Focus panel, and did red carpet also for Focus, so it's been a busy day. Sean...
Not busy enough to not get a drink, though.
And yes, naturally. So we're going to drink. We're going to finish our drink through the course of this video. We'll see if we can get there. Sure we can. Anyways, I saw a little bit of Universal with Sean up to the Mummy, so we'll talk about that up to there. And this would basically be Sean's show, and I'll ask him some questions, maybe some questions you would have, and we'll go from there. So Universal
Sounds
Pictures
good.
Started off with
Despicable Me 3.
Despicable Me 3 with a rather long-winded panel, in my humble opinion. Steve Carell and the, I can't remember his name, one of the creators or head producer,
a guy
Illumination.
With Illumination.
Basically, they did kind of a Q&A back and forth. Steve Carell is hilarious. You know, he's a funny guy, and he was really charming up there. But again,
it just went on for too long.
Yeah, it just went for too long.
Just too damn long.
Yeah. And then we saw an extended trailer, a new trailer seemed that gave a little more backstory into. Look, it's Despicable Me. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
If
it's your thing, you're gonna like it. If you don't understand what minions are, why they do what they do, and think they're just weird little fucking creatures, like me, then it's probably not for you.
You are a weird little creature.
This is true.
So after that, they went directly into the Mummy. They did a cool little retrospective thing that kind of showed the origins.
Yeah,
of
the classic like Hammer horror movies of Universal's, you know, yesteryear,
Dracula,
Wolfman, Creature of the Black Lagoon,
Invisible Man, all that stuff, which was pretty cool. All the monsters. And then they went directly into the Mummy. They brought out the cast, everyone but Cruise, who was presumably preparing, as he's been preparing, to shoot Mission Impossible 6.
That's right.
But he did show up with a little quick message. Little video message that introduced us to the new Mummy trailer, which looks pretty good.
It's a lot of action. Like
it's epic. I mean, it's definitely looks much larger in scale than what we saw in the original trailer. Not by too much, but I mean definitely like some large-scale decimation going on in this film for sure.
I know for those of you worried that it might not have enough horror aspects, I wouldn't bet on it. I mean, there are moments for sure, but this is definitely very much kind of Mission Impossible meets Mummy.
Yeah.
You know, kind of thing.
Yeah, there's a lot of like action bits. Cruise, they gave a little more backstory into Cruise, and my original theory was that
the mystery. What happened to Cruise? Why is he alive?
Why is he alive? Basically, in the trailer, they say, well, he's chosen by this princess, this mummy. And they also show a little bit of her backstory back when she was alive. She was going to be chosen as the next pharaoh, but then she basically got...
She got gypped.
She got kind of crazy or whatever, and then went and started murdering people, and then they encased her.
Started like praying to the wrong gods or something like that, the way she put it. But
whatever it was.
She went bad. She went Anakin on everybody. Killed all the younglings.
She did. And then it turns out they found there's a battle somewhere with Jake Johnson and Tom Cruise, and Jake Johnson, who's basically his sidekick.
It's Jake Johnson.
Yes, Jake Johnson. They discover this tomb, and it's actually this massive underground.
Oh yeah, it's like something out of Uncharted or something, which
yeah,
looks pretty damn cool, actually.
So they belay down there, and they go and basically discover this tomb. And they bring it back, and as you know, we've seen the plane sequence already, but then they also say that the reason that Cruise lives from that plane crash is that he's been chosen by her for something. We don't know what.
Sex. They didn't say that, but
she likes him. She likes the way he runs.
Yeah,
and he does more running.
There's some kind of connection going on there, and I'm very curious to see where that's going to lead.
Yeah, and it's like they said she has plans for him, so or something along those lines. So at the end of the trailer, she's like jumps on top of him, and it's like, okay,
like I was saying, the sex.
Listen, this is my theory. I don't know if it's true. This is just my theory, and I've said it before. I think Tom Cruise is going to become the Wolfman. That's just my theory. It would explain why he's like kind of basically surviving all of this shit. And he's not just surviving it, but he's going through like some beyond Ethan Hunt type stunts. You're like, no
normal human could like handle some of the stuff you see him do. Really, I don't know about the Wolfman, but I think he's definitely going to be some sort of staple in that new monster universe that they're building.
He's the Ethan Hunt of the monster universe.
Yeah, he's just going to be Ethan Hunt.
He's going to be Ethan Hunt.
Mummy Hunt.
From there, I had to take off to go to the red carpet, and I had to leave poor Sean by himself. So Sean,
I am pretty
beguile us with whatever else you saw at
I'd be happy to. So right after that, we saw Girls' Night, which is from a director. Let's see, he did Barbershop, The Next Cut, Best Man Holiday. His name escapes me right now. Malcolm Lee. There we go.
Malcolm Lee from the audience.
You know, if you dig his stuff, then it's for you. It's the same stuff. I don't know if you've seen any of his movies, but
so that's 4 sexy black chicks going out,
just having a good time, and one's really raunchy. So Atomic Blonde was next, and a lot of people are already sold on this. I'm going to tell you why I'm sold on this now. They showed a new trailer for it, set to Depeche Mode's "Personal Jesus."
So don't even say anything else. That's it.
It's a point right there. That's all I need.
That's all you need.
But it was an action-packed trailer. Like the first trailer was very well done, a lot of action, but this was even more so in different sequences we haven't seen yet. And those nice, like, longer takes, you know, no shaky cam, not close up, where you can see the choreography. You can see Charlize, like, doing all of her, you know, her own fighting for the most part, and, like, really getting into it, you know, just like, like, you can feel, like, every hit that she gives and takes. And I was sold from there. We're going to talk a little bit more about it in a minute. But it was a fantastic trailer.
Tell us, what was the big surprise?
The big surprise is that Vin Diesel came out and he hugged me. He hugged me long and he hugged me good. No, he didn't.
Did he sing a song?
He hugged me with his heart. He came out to talk about Fate of the Furious. He got a little sentimental, said that Paul Walker was a big reason why he wanted to do this movie. And he did say that they're, you know, confirmed that they're working on the next 2 sequels, and that this movie was kind of meant to be like a gateway into a new trilogy of Fast and Furious movies.
Interesting.
Yes. And so the big surprise, after all the cast, you know, hammed it up for a little bit, they screened the fucking movie. And I won't get into the details. There's actually a surprising amount in the movie that you haven't seen in the trailer, which is really cool. It moves at a great pace. I mean, those Fast and Furious movies, they know exactly what they want to be. And so if you dig that, you're really going to dig this one. In fact, I'm willing to bet a lot of people are going to walk out of this movie saying it's the best of the series. And I'd be inclined to agree. And
why is that? Why is it the best?
The stakes are higher in this one. The action scenes are really great. It's a lot of fun. They actually bridge a lot of the characters and the stories from previous movies. And while that may sound like it'd be, oh, why are they trying to connect everything? They do it in a way that makes sense. And again, that's fun. They know what they have in their hands, and The Rock gets a lot more screen time in this one. He's a lot of fun. Jason Statham gets one action sequence. I'm not going to spoil it for you, but it's you'll know it when you see it, and it's the most fun I've had seeing him in an action movie in like a decade. It was fantastic. So it was just again what it should have been, a roller coaster from start to finish.
F. Gary Gray's direction on point.
It was good. I mean, to be honest, Justin Lin kind of established a style for Fast and Furious, and the last two. This movie and the last movie, they kind of, not aping it, but, you know, basically following that style.
Within the same guidelines.
Well, I don't think F. Gary Gray brought anything different or new to it. The action scenes were very well done. So I just had a blast. It's like the perfect popcorn movie, you know.
It's surprising, honestly. Like, I mean, I figured it would be serviceable, you know, like, oh yeah, it's another, like a Transformers in that vein. But I mean, in truth, I think Fast and Furious movies are way more fun than the Transformers movies.
Yeah, and I think Fast 5 was kind of my favorite one. That's the one with the heist at the end with the bank.
I think that's my favorite.
And this was up there, man. I mean, there was very little downtime. Again, it had a little bit of humanity to it. And again, Jason Statham, like, he just kills it. Like, everyone did a really good job in their roles. So
awesome.
And Charlize was a fun villain too.
Cool.
I wish she would have hammed it up a little bit more because, you know, Fast and Furious, she doesn't have to play it low key, but she gets a little sinister and it's fun. Cool. So they definitely set things up. Not like we're going to leave it on a cliffhanger, but you can see where the series will evolve or progress to in the next 2. So again, it's going to be great. It's going to make all the money. Trust me.
It's going to make all the money.
It's going to make all the money.
Universal's going to have a good year. So from there, you went to Focus Features. I was still stuck in the press line. Tell us what you saw at Focus. Take your time.
So Focus Features had a nice little presentation, a little luncheon. They had some food there. Luncheon. I just throw that out because I appreciate it.
Thank you, Focus.
Thank you, Focus. I was hungry. So the first picture they showed off was Victoria and Abdul, with Dame Judi Dench playing Queen Victoria, and she befriends an Indian man named Abdul, and that's the movie.
It's gonna be a great time.
It's fantastic. Same guy who directed Stephen Frears. He did like Philomena, Florence Foster Jenkins, so you kind of know what to expect with that. So next up we have The Book of Henry. That's That's my bit for the video. The Book of Henry, Colin Trevorrow's, follow-up to Jurassic World, what he's doing now. Bringing it back to a more personal level, kind of like Safety Not Guaranteed, except different. Kind of a hard movie to describe, really. Naomi Watts plays a mom of 2 kids, and her oldest son is like super smart, like he does her taxes and everything like that, and discovers something sinister going on next door. The police chief is doing something with what appears to be his daughter, I believe, domestic abuse, maybe something else, and he devises a plan to kind of save her. And like, it's a little like Home Alone meets something else.
So is it like quirky, kind of like Safety Not Guaranteed?
No, it plays it more serious than that. So it's like a different tone. To be honest, it was hard to get a read from the trailer where exactly it was going. So you get the idea that there's probably more to it than that.
I think it's going to be a tougher sell. I mean, honestly, Trevorrow is more, at this point, he's more known for Jurassic World than anything else. And then he's doing some indie film after that. It's like
he's super aware of it, though. Like, he mentioned right before they showed the trailer, he came up on stage and said, this movie is going to make as much as Jurassic World did on its 3rd Tuesday. And I'm like, at least he knows. And then you
got a new trailer for the Beguiled from Sofia Coppola.
The Beguiled, right? Yes. Coppola is very hit or miss for me, mostly miss. But I really dug the first teaser for it. And this was the full-length trailer they showed, which was, again, just an extension of that teaser. But the cinematography was really good. The performances look fantastic. You know, we got Colin Farrell, Nicole Kidman is in there.
Elle Fanning.
Elle Fanning looks fantastic. Kirsten Dunst.
I actually talked to Sofia Coppola, talked to Kirsten Dunst, and talked to Colin Farrell as well. And basically, I asked Colin Farrell, I was like, hey, how hard is it to make a movie, where you're like basically torturing and being tortured by a house full of women. And even he had to laugh, and it's not a hard job. So
you hear that spot on Colin Farrell impression?
It was exactly.
Good God, I thought he was right here, standing next to me.
I'm not even gonna try and do an Irish accent.
Plus, it's got the trailer has like one of the best lines I've ever heard.
At the end,
where he says, "What have you done to me, you vengeful
bitches?"
And the way he delivers it, it's like that's a movie I have to see. So I hope it is. They said it was something different for her, and I hope it is as far as directing goes. So it looks entertaining.
Yeah,
entertaining as hell.
So then we also had The Darkest Hour with Gary Oldman.
Yeah, Darkest Hour.
Joe Wright. Directing.
Director of like Atonement, Pride and Prejudice. And other movies I don't care for as much. But that one, I guess.
Sean's favorites.
But I knew very little about this one, and so I didn't know anything going into the trailer. And the first thing I realized was like Gary Oldman is fucking unrecognizable as Winston Churchill. And I'm very critical of actors who layer on the makeup and prosthetics for performances. Not that it's their fault, but again, it's just something that sticks out like a sore thumb for me. Like they're trying too hard to make him look like it, but he looks fantastic. It was really hard to tell it was actually him. You kind of had to like peer in those Oldman eyes, and you could tell. But
Oldman eyes.
I couldn't tell you how the story is going to be. It could be a little dry, but the cinematography was great, as it usually is with Joe Wright films, and the performance looks like it's definitely going to be like Oscar contender as far as performance. Easy.
Gold Trophy winner.
It's fucking Gary Oldman. Like you could take
Gary
a shit.
Oldman is awesome.
Oscar.
Take a shit on an Oscar.
Take a shit. He could. So Focus Features did round out things with Atomic Blonde, and wisely they chose to show something else than the trailer that Universal did. There's a nearly 10-minute uninterrupted action sequence in the film. And they showed the entire sequence, and I was pretty fucking floored, even watching it in this kind of conference hall at an angle and stuff like that. Again, Charlize like fucking gives it her all. Like she's into it, she's doing all those moves, and there's some of those shots I couldn't figure out how they did. Like a stunt guy would like throw her down some stairs, and she flips and rolls, and the camera just goes right up into her face, and it's her. And I'm like, oh, what digital trick? How did they like?
What is this trickery?
And I love when filmmakers can do that.
Movie sorcery.
When a filmmaker can show you something, and despite knowing how most of it kind of works and having an idea, you're like, how did they do that? But more importantly, like it was just a fun, entertaining, and gripping action sequence. I love it when heroes or bad guys show fatigue when fighting, because that rarely happens. Or kind of real-time battle wounds. As the fight went on, she would get bruises and cuts and stuff like that. And it was a fantastic sequence. It absolutely sold me on the film. And honestly, it might have been a better action sequence than anything I saw in John Wick.
Oh, wow.
So it makes me even
bold statement.
more excited for what he's going to do with Deadpool 2.
Yeah, awesome. And I did get a chance to talk to David Leitch at the press line. We did talk Atomic Blonde. We also talked Deadpool 2. So you can actually check that out right now on JoBlo.com and read that. We'll also put a link here in this story. But yeah, I'm totally jazzed for Atomic Blonde. I love David Leitch's style. I love Chad Stahelski's style for that. I mean, I think that what came out of John Wick was two really great action voices that we really, really need.
And I love that they're branching out. They're both like doing their own action films.
Yeah, it's really great. So
we win. Only we win.
We all win.
We all
you win. We win. We all win. Us fans win.
We need to get another drink.
We do. I'm empty. So I finished my drink. Sean still has a little bit more. I'm a little sad
it's time
that you didn't
I
finish.
think that means we're at the end of this fucking video.
This is the end of the video. So we'll catch you guys later. Hope you enjoyed the video. That's it.
Take care, guys. Vengeful bitches.
What have you done, you vengeful bitches?
I love it.
You're still here. It's over. Go home. You expecting Sam Jackson show up with an eye patch and a saucy little leather number? Go.